This is definitely my favorite storyline to follow this season. Yep,
Yeah,
I'm really liking Aegon. I thought he was funny in the previous 2 seasons, but I really like his character
Yeah.
now. Ever since he's gotten as damaged as he is, like he's like a villain you just love to root for because he's so like, I don't want to say underrated, but he's so like underpowered. He has
Yeah.
nobody backing him really. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive right in. House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 7, another Sunday down. It is out, second to last episode. What was initial thoughts, boys? What do we think?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I liked it better than like the last couple, like the last 4, 5, and 6. I thought were a good episode still, but they were a little bit slower, not much action or anything. But yeah, this with obviously we get some dragons fighting finally, and obviously some of the other plot points we'll touch on. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, I definitely think it was stronger and better paced than the last 2 or 3. I think the last 2 or 3 were definitely setting us up for some of these bigger moments. A lot of small behind the scenes political moves and stuff is how the last couple episodes have felt. And now we finally feel like we're getting towards a big climactic moment at the end here. So yeah, I definitely like the way they were moving this episode better. I figured it would be because Game of Thrones always had strong, like second to last episodes of the season and stuff setting up for a big finale. So
yeah, I thought it was a good pace too. There was not many scenes where maybe a little bit at the beginning, but like scenes that were kind of like, like not a slog to get through. But then I thought this one, it really was like good paced.
I thought the first half of the episode felt like the last couple where there was a lot of talking in there, and I was hoping that they would pick up the pace at some point, and they did really well with that in the back half of the episode for sure. That last like 30 minutes was really solid.
It's like we've seen a few of those small pieces kind of form into something else here. That kind of we kind of hinted towards or seen happening. Kind of gave us a better idea of who's going to be on what side.
Going into the climax, like you said, of the finale.
100%. Yep. Definitely last couple of episodes have just been planting seeds. Planting seeds for these big moments that are coming around the corner here that we got a couple here in episode 7 and we're setting up for a big finale here in episode 8, I feel.
All right, so let's get into the episode here.
Spoiler warning. Let's dive on in.
So obviously it started off with Helaena and those dreams she was having. We've known she's a dreamer, as they've said, like before her with those animals and stuff from previous seasons.
She was talking to caterpillars and stuff in like season 1, so she always had a weird vibe to her, almost like how Bran was seeing the visions of the ravens and stuff. They're planting a seed. I don't think she's necessarily a warg. Dreamer seems to be somebody who just sees visions, maybe visions of the future, but I guess Bran was kind of doing that in a way after he became the three-eyed raven. He was seeing like visions of the future and visions of current things, or not necessarily the future, right? He was only seeing the present and the past.
He could go
Helaena
back to
seems to be the reverse, where she's only seeing the future.
Because I remember a few times in like season 1, she would say like one line here, and it would kind of like foreshadow something's coming. Because didn't she say something with the eye, like Aemon's eye? Then later that episode or season, Aemon's eye ended up getting like taken out. So there was always something like that.
Yeah, and to touch on that, let's go ahead and just start with Helaena. Her visions of what's going on. Saw visions of her on her dragon. It seemed like she was at the dragon pit, and it was almost like an army was coming at her, or there was like a crowd there.
Yeah, I think it was a crowd.
Yeah, and she did the Dracarys, right? And she was
we finally saw Dreamfire. So we saw her like in season 1 in that cave. But we never seen her in full light like that. And I thought she looked really good.
Yeah, I like the look of her. She's got that like purple, like iridescent kind of reflective look to her, and got a ton of spikes on her too.
I know, a lot of spikes and stuff. I thought that was cool.
So I'm liking the look of Dreamfire. Even Helaena, we've never really seen her look like that either. She looked like super powerful in that moment. She had all the dragon rider garb on, and it looked like almost she had a crown on, right? Did she have a crown on?
Yeah,
I believe so.
It was a crown,
Yeah, I'd have to look back at it, but it was a pretty good shot. That was definitely the strongest she's looked. So I definitely feel like they're foreshadowing for season 4 here. We also saw her with her kids. It seemed like she was sitting there. There were some animals and stuff around. She was in her happy place. I definitely think she's going to play a big role in the future. I think they've just been making her look weak, like somebody needs to almost watch over her at all times and things like that. But now she's just kind of getting pushed to the side. But I feel like she's going to have some big moments here in season 4. She's never ridden her dragon before up to this point, so I'm curious to see what they do with her moving forward.
And obviously we saw Rhaenyra kind of pressuring Helaena to explain her visions, kind of like asking about Daemon and like Vhagar. So I think she was trying to get stuff out of her.
Rhaenyra at first seemed like she was going to keep to her word. She told Alicent when Alicent left, like, hey, we'll keep an eye on her and I'll look after her while you're away. And she seemed like she was almost having a big sister like intimate moment with her there, but she was just trying to press her for information, asking where Daemon is, asking where Aemon is, Vhagar. she just wants her for information. But I don't think she understands how her dreams work.
Yeah.
I think she just thinks she can just see everything that's going on. She's getting, she doesn't realize she's only getting little bits and pieces in her dreams. So,
which she could know more than she leads on.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Yeah, true. Because she seemed like she just wasn't really playing into it at all. She just looked off. She just looked away. Did one of those longing looks off to the side, almost like they used to do with almost like Bran used to do.
Yep, and then we saw Alicent arriving at Harrenhal, but at first that we saw her in that vision with Aemond, them kind of like kissing again.
I was instantly spooked out by that. We saw Aemond, he was doing like some shadow boxing with his sword, like doing a little routine there, and then she just standing in the corner of the room. So I instantly got spooked out by that. I was like figuring like, oh, this has got to be some kind of vision, but it was Alice, and he was imagining it as Alicent.
Yep.
I thought for a second she was almost like using her witch powers to like make herself look like Alicent, so Aemond would be more interested in her. But no, it was just he was imagining Alicent there, and then they end up looking like they're gonna hook up, and that's when we instantly got turned off to the fact that like this is not Alicent.
Yeah,
because when we saw him kiss Alicent, was that in the very first episode?
Yeah,
she
first
seemed
or second,
very creeped out by it. So yeah, we definitely didn't think she would come on to Aemond like that.
We knew something was up.
Yeah, 100%. After he storms out of the room, he does see the real Alicent out in the hallway, and he's kind of spooked when he sees her because he doesn't know what to believe anymore. He's like his mind's playing tricks on him.
She said some of the same lines that he heard earlier.
Right. Like you're my only
like
one
my
left,
sweet boy and stuff like that. Yep, like you're all I have left.
He doesn't know what to believe. And then we kind of saw the kind of back and forth between Alice and Alicent too. Like Alice does not trust
doesn't
Alicent
trust her
at
from the
all.
jump. Yeah, she's like basically questioning why is she here. She's definitely trying to set you up for something, and he's like, she told me I'm all she has left. I definitely, she's my own blood, he said.
Yeah, she wouldn't like screw me over or try to do something.
Right. So he fully trusts her up until the final moments of the episode.
Yeah, like she said that she wasn't part of her plan, like his mom being there.
Yeah,
right.
Because she's trying to like just be with him and like do her own thing.
Right.
Yep. So.
Yep. We still see Aemond is not trustworthy at all. He ends up killing, or
Sir
not very
Adrian.
trusting. Yep. Kills Sir Adrian, and
The
then
one with Alicent who like helped her get there.
Yep. And that was another line too where he said, "I can't have anybody here that I don't fully trust." And then that's when Alicent, we kind of set up. She goes to scavenge his body to find something to kill Aemond with, and she ends up taking a dagger, and then she has like a Breaking Bad moment where the camera angle goes over to the bushes. It seems like there were some flowers or some berries over there. Yep, some kind of poison. And I instantly knew where that was going. So she gave him some type of wine, right?
Yeah, because she said like spiced wine, what he used to drink when he was younger.
Yeah, helps him go to sleep. Some kind of milk of the poppy or something. One of those remedies. Yep, she was going to give it to him, and he believed her. He ended up taking it.
Yep, which we didn't show on camera, but it cut. And then it ends up cutting back to him later, and he was like fumbling around.
Yeah, because she's got the hood up, and she's sneaking out of the castle gates, and then he's stumbling down the hallway to Alice, and then he ends up falling over. Obviously, Alice has a ready remedy for him because she's like idiot and just shakes her head as soon as he falls to the ground.
Yeah,
so,
no way he's gone there.
Yeah, he's not going to go out like that. I think he's definitely going to go out in a blaze of glory in battle somehow.
And we'll get into Ormund a little bit. We saw him throughout the episode a little bit. Him with Corlys, who we saw at the last episode, kind of get captured by those guys.
Yep.
So
Ormond's always scheming, always up to something. Yep.
And then at the beginning too with Gwaine, we saw him kind of say he has one piece left on the border, a big piece he hasn't used or something like that. I forgot how he worded it exactly, but which we end up seeing later with Ulf. But,
I like Ormond a lot because I feel like he's like a Loki type figure. Like he's always scheming. He always has these like moves behind the scenes, even if it seems like he's like
mad,
outnumbered, or like so far behind in the battle, or just it's not going to be a winnable situation for him at all. He's always got these little chess pieces moving. So and then we can jump straight into Ulf with
at the end.
We've been saying the past couple episodes we just don't trust Ulf at all. He just seems like one of those flaky characters that's easy to sway, and especially with Daemon putting his hands on him, Rhaenyra seeming to just not believe in him that much at all, and giving him commands and directing and pointing him, not allowing him to live how he wants to live. Ormond's playing into that. He's on his side. He seems like he's his best buddy, promising to make him Lord of the Tides, to give him
Driftmark, which is huge. And obviously, he wants that. So, and then obviously the final line saying like they will burn. So, kind of foreshadowing there.
Yep, that's a good play. I like it. Getting one of the dragonriders to switch to his side, and I wonder if he'll try and do the same thing with Hugh Hammer. Because we saw Hugh Hammer. We didn't see him at all this episode, but in last episode he was there in the town
in Tumbleton.
Trying to talk to his wife, which didn't go well. So that could either go one of two ways. I mean, he could stay there to try and win his wife over and maybe like switch sides because that's all he cares about is getting back to his wife and kind of protecting her. He even kind of told her that when he met up with her, that this is why I became a dragon rider, so I could like get back to you and protect you. So maybe he's going to try stay in the town and fight for Ormund and follow instructions in order to get his wife back.
And then we also saw Rhaena kind of finally emerging as Sheep Stealer's rider to Rhaenyra, which obviously would end up leading to that big dragon and versus dragon fight, which we've been wanting to see for a while.
Yeah, one of the most exciting points of the season here. This is the first time we've ever seen dragons fighting each other with no riders. Obviously, Daemon hopped on the back of Caraxes, but
a little bit.
At first they were all just fighting like 3-on-1 with no dragon riders. Yep, because the humans got out of the way to let them battle it out.
Yeah, because obviously at first we saw Daemon and Rhaena meeting there on that cliff and saying like, "What have you done?" Like, I thought I told you to hide, but then she was like, She said she wanted to go kill Vhagar to kind of like get back on Rhaenyra's side or give her like. But obviously
we just know that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna be that easy to just slide on Vhagar like that, especially Dolo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, then we saw Rhaenyra and Adam come over too, so that's when it led to the 3-on-1.
I was surprised to see Rhaenyra pop up there, but I think she was just super frustrated because of the whole Daemon lying to her about Sheep Stealer's rider being killed.
And then him just gone from that council meeting. He wasn't there. And that whole thing. Like just more and more just like losing trust with her.
Yeah, more motivation to pop up in person. Yep, so she obviously pops up with Syrax, and then Adam has a Sea Smoke there, and then it's a 3-on-1 situation with Sea Smoke, Caraxes, and Syrax against Sheep Stealer. So we knew that wasn't going to end well.
Sheep Stealer ended up at the end kind of scurrying away. But
it turns into a 1-on-1 with Caraxes, though, because Daemon goes to instantly hop on the back of Caraxes and fight him, and then Syrax takes some damage in the fight, but then Rhaenyra ends up hopping on the back of Syrax with Rhaena to fly them away to safety. She instructs Adam to help Daemon in the fight, and then Daemon tells him no, escort the queen back to King's Landing.
After they kind of like fought for a little bit more, but
correct. Caraxes, I don't think took any damage in that fight whatsoever.
Not much, if at all.
Yep. Besides that little tail whip he did, which really just knocked Daemon off the back.
Daemon off,
Still no Vhagar.
Vhagar. They keep mentioning his name like they're like close, but not. Yeah, we haven't seen that dragon.
That was actually when they first saw Sheep Stealer in this episode flying around, was when they were looking for Vhagar. So they're still on the hunt for Vhagar actively. Rhaenyra's still got Baela and Adam like out constantly.
And then kind of the last big parts too is Aegon and Larys, which we saw, and then Tywin Lannister.
This is definitely my favorite storyline to follow this season. I'm really liking Aegon. I thought he was funny in the previous 2 seasons, but I really like his character now. Ever since he's gotten as damaged as he is, like he's like a villain you just love to root for because he's so like, I don't want to say underrated, but he's so like underpowered. He has nobody backing him really. So it's just like
on his own pretty much with Larys, he's a cripple.
And they've been setting it up like Sunfyre's dead too, which I've obviously been saying since the start of the season. There's no way Sunfyre is dead. They were riding, and then they see all of the common people fleeing. They're fleeing the other direction, and they ask them where they're going. They say that a army is riding that direction, so they're just trying to get out of the way. They say that they want to go back to Rook's Rest, but Aegon tells them, no, I'm going to die like a king. I'm going to go to my dragon and die there, die on the sword. Right when he said that, I knew that was what was going to happen at the end of the episode. I was like, oh, Sunfire's going to be alive. They're going to burn a bunch of the soldiers, and then Sunfire's going to fly him out of there. That's what I figured was going to happen.
Then obviously he ends up saying like Dracarys, and then Sunfyre just sets fire to a bunch of those guys.
Yep, he was getting a good speech off there.
Yeah,
I like the quick draw he had on the sword too, where he just like threw the holster down. I like that, getting his speech off, and then they were all laughing at him. Here came Sunfyre out of the woods, and Sunfyre is just as beat up as he is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all those like that damage to the face and like
had
neck.
No eyelids, nothing. So his eyes are just wide open. Yeah,
just like Aegon. And I thought that was cool too, like seeing them kind of like first like Sunfyre coming through the woods. You saw the trees like
and Aegon was still getting the speech off, even though
all the guys in front.
And that was hilarious too when Tywin like turned around and was like looking up. Yeah, and Aegon kept his speech going, even though all the soldiers were like backing up and like looking over him. And then I liked his laugh at the end, the way he was screaming and laughing as he was just holding his sword up as the fire was going over him. Yeah,
I was kind of expecting an arrow to come through and just
as he was getting the speech off, I thought we were going to get a Kristen Cole type moment, but they can't take out Aegon like that.
He's third time in a row.
I feel
arrows.
I feel like Aegon is going to be the big key piece here that everybody's going to forget about. Very few characters know he's alive. They obviously think Sunfire's dead. The thing of it is, I just feel like he's going to pop up in a big moment. I think it's going to be like season 4, dust is cleared, battle's over. and then Aegon's gonna pop up. If I had to make a prediction, he's gonna pop up last minute with Sunfyre somewhere where they're gonna least expect it. Like they're gonna think all enemies are vanquished, and then he's gonna be there.
I'm curious on what Tylan does too now, because obviously he knows that Aegon has his dragon back and everything. What's his like end goal here, or what does he want to do?
And let's not forget about Larys either, because Aegon dismissed him there. Aegon just said, "Yep, you're no use to us. No need for you to stay here and die with us. Like peace." And he chucked up the deuce, see breezy, and got out of there. So yeah, he's returning to Rook's Rest, or he was just leaving with all the common folk, like going the opposite direction. So again, he's another player here that could be on the back burner that they'll forget about.
I think next week's episode is definitely gonna be a battle with the Battle of Tumbleton, what they keep
100%.
like previewing and stuff. I think that's definitely gonna be the forefront of the next episode, the finale.
Right.
Everything's leading up to it.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope they don't do what they did with season 2, where they give us no big battle and then they save it for the first episode of season 4, like they did with season 2 and season 3 here. I hope we get I hope we get the battle right here at the end of the episode, and it sets up a big moment, like with Jace dying. I hope we get like a big character death, like a big cliffhanger or something, and then it sets up season 4. I hope they don't push that off and wait, because it's been a good build up to it so far. So
then obviously
we get that.
Then season 4 is the last season, so we got one season left. So
and
I bet that too will be 8 episodes. They keep like shortening. Like, I think that will probably be another 8.
I'm really excited to see the Battle of Tumbleton too, because I haven't read the books or anything, and I haven't gotten it spoiled for me, but I've just seen people talking about it on social media. I've seen people saying that Battle Tumbleton is must-see TV, apparently.
Like a huge battle in the books.
Yeah, got some fireworks flying, so yeah, it's gonna be pure cinema. So we'll see what happens.
I'm anxious.
Alrighty, guys, that is going to do it for our review of episode 7 here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment down below as well, letting us know what you guys thought of the episode, and come back next week for our review of episode 8. Peace.